All right.
Yeah.
You can have to get a picture with us, all right? This whole time that you're here.
Y'all have a good. No, it's different because if the person saw the photo and was like, "Oh,
yeah,
he
but you
let
could have
me,"
thought out like after, you know. No
maybe, but again, I don't really know y'all all that well.
Oh, are you still here? You know.
Well, I got places to be. Gotta go.
You're so cool, Bjorn. Thank you.
All right, the other door is locked.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. Jet is not getting any points. Actually, we cannot see him.
All right, Justin. Sorry, I had to do a few things. I have double checked. The request was put in a little over 10 minutes ago. So unless an attorney becomes available between now and the time that you are processed, we are going to have to continue with processing. To be very clear, that does not mean that you have to waive your right to plead the fifth. You can still absolutely remain silent. It does not mean that you cannot get an attorney. However, if you would like to appeal any of these charges in the future, you should plead not guilty. I can offer a deal for a guilty plea, which does include time off. The fines are not negotiable, unfortunately. However, in the event where you do plead guilty, you are very clearly telling the courts that I did this. I do not wish to appeal this, because you would become ineligible to appeal these charges moving forward. And just to clarify here, I'm not sure if the prior attorney did state this, but the current list of charges are attempted murder of a government employee, resisting arrest, and evading. Just normal evading, not reckless. Prior to any reductions, you're looking at 42 months and a $5,670 fine and 2 points on your license. What was that?
You see, I know I'm not going to get anywhere with it.
I'm sorry, repeat that again. It's a little difficult to hear you.
I'm not going to get anywhere with this.
Well, okay. So, Justin, again, I can't legally tell you what to do, but if you truly do feel as though you have a case, you should not plead guilty. Okay? Don't do something for a temporary benefit, for a long-term disadvantage.
Okay, then what I'll do, I'm going to plead not guilty.
Okay.
So, then if this does go to court, the other officers have to view their point of view. You know what I mean? And then if they can't view their point of view, then it's my word against them. So, yeah, I'm going to plead not guilty.
While that is true, I mean, I'm not going to dissuade you from doing it. I will process this as not guilty, which is perfectly fine. But your word versus theirs, in an appeal for charges, I mean, it'd be different if like we showed up and there wasn't a body, but like, I mean, it was stabbed.
But at the same time, I was. So you kind of say, well, I'm kind of, you know.
So here's the thing. The burden of proof shifts to you. Because when you use self-defense, it's an affirmative defense, which means that you are the one who has to justify the reason as to why you stabbed them. Does that make sense?
Because it's when.
I'm not asking that question, to be clear. That is for the courts to decide.
So when can I get to go to court? Even if I got
Well, you can appeal this anytime in the next 30 days.
So,
However,
well, what about bench trial? Can I go to bench?
normally I would say yes. However, I don't have time for a bench trial.
Well, you haven't
Let me
processed
see.
me yet, so why not get another role to process me?
Hmm.
Then we can get this all swept under the. I want it swept under the.
It depends. It depends because if another officer was present and they're not around, at that point we wouldn't really be able to have the bench trial. This would be a little. Give me a second.
Like I say, even if I go represent myself, or
Just a moment.
Yo.
Hey, he's inquiring about a bench trial. You got time for one?
Yeah, I'll be around. The only thing is if it's regarding this thing, the other person that was with me is Brian, and he's in ICU.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Right.
he'd be the witness for it.
Got it. Brian didn't say any of those things, right?
What did he say? Brian said.
Something about have you seen him bleed or I don't know.
Oh no, he did say something about have you seen him bleed, but that's because we thought how he was talking that he might be an android, so we weren't sure if he was a human. Not that it wasn't threatening him.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And,
Okay.
and then he said that I did see him bleed whenever I identified him yesterday after he got beat up after he stabbed me. But yeah, it wasn't like a threatening thing. Brian did say that, but that's because we thought he might have been like Brian thought he might be AI.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, I will inform him that because the second individual. So hold on. Brian said that and he stabbed you?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, I agree with Brian. I was like, he could be an android.
Well, I'm
Definitely got it out for me though. I mean,
okay. All right, I will. I'm going to explain to him that without Brian present, we're not going to be able to have a bench trial. So ultimately, he's going to have to appeal it.
Yeah,
which, from my understanding, his whole angle here is claiming self-defense.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way this guy's winning. So
Yeah. All right, I'll let him know.
Okay.
All right, bye. All right, Justin. So the name of the other officer that was involved is Brian Knight, and when Brian was transporting the individual that you stabbed down to the hospital, they were involved in a collision, and he ended up in the ICU. So unfortunately, because he's unavailable, we can't realistically have a bench trial at the moment. But
how coincident?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Sorry, what was that? How coincident?
You think it's coincidental that?
Well, yeah, the only officer that was involved, then obviously Bjorn was taken down, and then the other officer was involved in a collision, so he's not going to remember anything because of the collision. So, you know what? I'm not pleading not guilty and just go to prison. That way you can go and take your nap, and I can jail him with my.
Understood. Give me one moment.
I do appreciate your time, though, officer.
Not a problem. So I can take into account some time served, but there's no sort of percentage off based on the lack of a guilty plea. However, the fine is not negotiable, so that's going to be $5,670. Okay.
Okay.
There we are. Give me just a moment here. Now, just a reminder, again, you have 30 days from when the incident occurred to file an appeal. So if you would like this to go to court to fight the charge, you should absolutely speak to an attorney to do so.
Okay. I appreciate.
Here we are. Let me just make sure. Your DNA is on file. Okay, perfect. So beyond that, oh, Justin, I have your I've got your tape. So what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna need to get you in cuffs, bring you over to the front, have you reclaim your possessions, and then put this with the rest of the possessions, then hand them back to DOC. That way you get them all back.
Yes, all right. Okay.
All right. So
So it's fine.
well, no, just approach the bars here and face away. I'll get you in cuffs, and then I'll bring you over to the front. Here we are. All right. Get you over to the front, and then we should be good. My recommendation regarding speaking to an attorney is going to be frequently looking at either Twatter or the Lemon List for phrases like attorney, lawyer, something to that extent. I would argue now is probably the perfect opportunity to do so around this time, because as it gets later on in the day, the amount of attorneys available does dwindle.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and...
Hey, like I say, that the other attorney said they wouldn't be able to help me in because I can't use my dash.
We are. Again, I'm not uncuffing you. I'm just going to go ahead and put the stuff here with the remainder of your possessions. There we are. I'll get you back in cuffs here. And we are good. Go ahead and get these seized. And back into the cell and off to Bolingbrook you go. And hopefully, you know, we meet under better circumstances next time. You know, hopefully stuff like this doesn't occur again.
I mean, never say never.
Well, I mean, you can say never in something you hope for, right? You know, I hope someone never gets hurt. I think that's appropriate. I think it's unlikely, but
never
appropriate.
happen.
What was that?
But that never happens. When you hope that something never happens, it 9 times out of 10 always happens.
Well, I mean, I think just statistically, the likelihood of something happening again is pretty high in the grand scheme of things, right? Like if it's happened once, it can happen again. So it's just one of those, you know, tricky.
If something happens twice, 9 times out of 10 it can happen again.
Oh yeah, 100%. There we are.
So that's what I'm saying. Never say never because it may happen.
Possibly. But again, I can still hope that something bad doesn't happen, right? Like I don't think that's not appropriate. All right. So
well, hey, but I never have to do it.
Given the time that you have been in custody, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this down to gonna do 20 months. From the original 42. Do you have any comments, questions, or concerns before I get you sent off, Justin?
No, that's it.
All right. If that's the case, I'm just going to contact DOC, let them know you're on the way.
Sorry.
DOC
Tell the
from
officers
PD.
how to feel best.
Send it for DOC.
Be advised, you have one just in time being sent up for 20 months.
Oh, again, lovely. Thanks for letting us know, PD.
No problemo. Y'all have a good one.
You have a great rest of your shift. Yep.
All right. They're ready for you. Stay safe,
right.
Justin. And I'll let the
You too.
officers know. All right.
I'm gonna go.
7130. Oh my god. $495. uh, I don't know about this song. Pit. Uh, uh, um, transported. Uh, the lemon list. Fortunately, Bailey. Um, 14. Actually, present during the scene. We're transporting Born from scene. She was stabbed. All right. Um. 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 This will do. Ryan. Hey.
Yo.
He was sent off.
Yeah, sorry you had to do that again.
That's all right. It's all right. I did have to tell him that with Brian being in the ICU, we couldn't have a bench trial, and he sort of hit me with the convenient. Like, listen, bud, he didn't end up in the ICU between him. Actually, how was it a collision that happened that y'all 13 Bravo'd on?
So we didn't have any vehicles here, so he pulled out an ATV and put me on the back, and
Oh,
we hit
no.
something, and I think I landed on top of him and smushed him.
Oh
And
no.
so that collision plus like he like was kind of okay from the collision, but then he tried to grab me to move me, and then we kind of got scuffled up, and that's when I like ended up on top of him, and then they came to like get us, and yeah, and then they like my leg was like through his body, so they had to do surgery or something, and then
Oh my
when they were moving us
gosh.
around, I think they ended up moving me on top of him again, then I smushed him again, and then he ended up ICU from that from all that combined.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it
What
was rough.
the?
It was rough. That was my 6th visit to the hospital today.
Are you all right?
I got 2 shootouts, 3 tornadoes, and then that stabbing.
Bless your heart.
Shit
That
ain't sweet
guy,
today.
his story, it don't add up. It does not add up at all. I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea that Brian was even involved because Brian was in here when your 13 Alpha went off.
Yeah,
And
it's because
then
like so Brian was out there talking like he pulled up on me and we were talking and then Brian pulled up and then he joined me and then like right after Brian went in, all I got off on the radio was I just said 78, and I was hoping that Brian would recognize it was me and run outside, but I don't know if he was on radio because he came out a little later.
My radio was off because I was in report writing mode from all the shit that happened earlier, and all the evidence from the scenes and stuff. And then 13 Alpha went off when Brian was like walking in, like just about to start talking to me. So we ran out, and then he saw the SUV and he gave a description of the individual. And I was like, wait, that sounds like Justin, because when he had spoken to us when he did like the tow thing, I was like, hold up. He also got stabbed by him yesterday, and you had just gotten stabbed. So it's like, holy fuck, there's no way. But sure enough, it was.
Yeah, and when he approached me, he was like, I had seen that car up in Grapeseed where I was, and like it was like pulling off and like acting a little sus, and I was watching it, and then I came back here and it was like circling the BCSO, and then he pulled up as I was coming out to try to talk to me and said he was gonna like turn his life around, and then he had a favor he wanted to ask me for, and then he was like, yeah, he said something about the favor was because he said I didn't read him his rights or something, which is incorrect. And then I was like, okay, what do you want? And he was like, but then he wouldn't tell me what he wanted. He'd like, oh, I got to be quiet about it. I can't yell it or something. But then Brian came up, and then like right after Brian went out, like I walked around the vehicle to run the plate, and then that's when he just jumped out and started stabbing me.
Holy fuck, that guy's crazy. He should be 5150.
Yeah,
but we don't even have a 5150, which is upsetting.
The best we can do is the serial assaults and killings, which if he stabs me or like assaults me again, I don't know what the time frame for it is, but it would actually fit that, I think. So
by the way, he requested an attorney. The attorney walked out on him.
The attorney called me. Yeah, the attorney called me and was like, what's this guy's beef with you? And was like, yeah, I had to not take that. I couldn't take it because he was saying something about he had body cam and we had body cams.
Yeah, I don't know, but the attorney probably needs to be a little careful regarding, like, when I called him, I guess he had some context. I guess Stevie had spoken with him, and there was kind of an implication of like, all right, I'll get him to plead guilty or something, and it's like, you can't do that as an attorney. You can't preemptively like, all right, try to get him to plead guilty, because like if they have a case, that should absolutely not happen. And the guy was like, well, not Justin, while he was in the cells, was like, nothing's gonna come of this or whatever. I was like, well, listen, I do not, like, I can't give you legal advice, but don't plead guilty for a temporary benefit for a long-term negative. Like, if you firmly believe. Now, obviously, I think they're crazy, but if you firmly believe you're not getting an attempted murder charge and resisting and evading, I'm sorry to break it to you, but, like, you are actually crazy.
Yeah.
Regardless, strange guy. Second strange person I've ran into today. The first one was the guy who kept putting the trash bag in Mission Row. And he ended up getting arrested, entirely unrelated, but... All right, well, I am going 42. As I was supposed to do 4 hours ago.
Did he end up pleading guilty to this?
No, he pled not guilty. Let me just indicate that.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got no case. He takes anything to bench trial. There's no way he's winning. Jack. God, I can't believe he applied, and he applied to the PD a couple of days ago.
Well, do you know when we got shot earlier by the colorful garage?
Yeah, I was in that one too.
Did you hear the pink vehicle situation? Oh, actually, yeah, because you're the one who,
I was the one who took the message, yeah.
He also applied to PD, and I was actually going to put him at the top of my list because he applied applied over a year ago, April of 2024, and I was like, okay, that's kind of fucked that this guy never heard back. Like, he seems down to earth, but then there was a few things that concerned me. Number one, what you said about the pink vehicle, like you don't communicate that in front of the people. You don't. Like it's a poor decision. But additionally, he asked the individuals if he could take a photo of their car because he liked it. And like, while I think that's sneaky, it's like it's still introducing like unnecessary risk.
Well, that with a combination of the other thing he did is, like, a
Exactly,
bad pattern.
exactly.
If it was only like a sneaky picture and it didn't work out, okay, whatever. But then like the combination of those things is pretty bad.
The only reason I'm not like immediately removing him from consideration is because he asked the individual, like he asked what kind of car it was, and then asked if he could take a selfie with it, and the guy said yes. He agreed. So like, but still, it's kind of like in poor taste to even ask because you're inherently putting yourself in a worse position.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't
mean,
know.
he's probably lucky those guys didn't stab him after he caught out that pink vehicle, because like a lot of people probably would have just shot him after that. But I mean, I guess that did he get kidnapped after that? Over
He
it?
did in front of Mission Row.
Yeah, I thought I saw him through.
That's what prompted
That he got
everything.
kidnapped.
And the only reason I didn't instantly shoot when I saw that pink vodka again was because when we located him at the kidnapping spot south of the barrio, like I couldn't confirm again that it was the same people. And obviously if they're there and we're dealing with Manor, like we're literally a few blocks away from Grove. They could have had people swap in and out. And same thing like me not immediately opening fire on the RV at the Grapeseed situation. Like I just, unless I'm really fucking confident, I'm not going to open fire first.
Yeah, I try to be the same way too.
In saying that, though, I want my fucking shotgun.
So guess what? After that hospital trip where you saw me and Knight there, I was alone with York and Frost, and I brought up having a breach cert, and they both agreed it's been too long. How long we've had the shotgun and no one's got it? They looked up the reports that people are supposed to be like collecting data on, and nothing was done. So they've been in a meeting together. It's likely some will get done with that soon.
Yeah,
so.
I spoke with Stevie as well at the
Yeah.
tuna shop because unfortunately it's a tale as old as time. We get something new, we are told to not touch it. Only high command and very limited individuals have access to it, which makes the sort of testing pool very small and not productive because high command is typically shoved in an office talking about issues, and then we don't get it for months. Meanwhile, we're being shot at by shotguns daily.
Yeah, and I brought up to them like several of the recent shootouts have been people like in closed areas with shotguns, and it's been rough. And that I think we should have like a breach cert where people are like trained. Like if you're going in first, you keep moving. Like you got to know what to do. You should get like a shotgun, basically a shotgun cert for it.
Yep. And I don't want to say I'm glad. I'm not. But Stevie had an SMG that got stolen, and she had never used the SMG, and that kind of like put it into perspective for her that like high command are the ones testing alongside Opal and Romello, but like the criminals are literally going to use it first. Which is crazy.
Yeah. So they brought up when I was talking to them about it. They said Radich, I think, was testing the SMG, maybe, and they said that he tried it out and then just put it away and over like not using it over his rifle. So it sounds like it might not be that good. But Frost was saying he's, I guess, the only one that's done testing with the shotgun, and he does like it. It's not like crazy like the sweeper shotgun, but it's definitely still like worth us have or like using.
I don't know what they had, but I'll have what they're having. Whichever one hit me and you, I want that one.
That guy blasted us. I found some sweeper shotguns in the ocean yesterday.
Ooh.
Actually, no, they were called. I don't remember what they were. It's some name I had never seen before. Like skin or something shotgun. I saw some reports from like a year ago where they were found in raids.
Did you see what happened to was it Kukulski in that shootout?
No, what happened?
He was taking cover behind a bus. It was the only cover he had, and the bus just fucking poofed and he got blasted.
Oh,
His
that's
cover was gone.
tragic. I do remember someone on the radio saying they were scared because they only had a bus for cover.
And then it was just gone. Poor guy.
Shit ain't sweet.
Well, all right, I'm gonna get going. You have a good one.
Catch you later.
Oh, I have to put this in evidence. Before I forget, 18553. Then we need to put the Molly in evidence. Incident. That was a report. Like, where the fuck is it? 31477. Oh, there's so much more blood. Uh, 2518. 303. 157. 105. 16537. 13904. 106. 12412. 16558. 14779. 476. 12391. 501. 15869. All right. um, actually, we'll just. Yes.
What are you doing, Rhodes?
Too many damn reports.
My remember I said my car got dumped in the ocean?
Uh-huh.
Well, my second car is currently stolen and they are pursuing it.
We should
I'm
call
gonna
in
go-
the jets.
I'm gonna go and cry.
You
Gonna go and
know,
cry.
I don't. But who has it?
OP has it. The guy who was impersonating a cop stole the cop car.
Oh.
Yep.
See, I would
Yep.
help, but my scout's turning like an 18-wheeler as of last storm.
Well, I'm gonna go into my office, cry,
Yep.
comfort eat, cry
Respectable.
while I comfort eat.
Also alone because Brian's in the ICU. Yeah, that's.
My husband's dying.
It could be worse.
How? How could it be worse?
He could be dead.
Who?
Your husband.
Well, we're assuming he's not gonna die. He could die.
But if he was already dead, it would be worse.
Well, so me worrying about him being dead is not worse than him being dead.
Correct. Yeah, I think that's actually a very logical. Like, if he's dead, it could be worse, but the possibility exists he's not going to die. Therefore, it's not as bad as it could be.
It's hard to think logically in times like this, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Do you still
It's
have
tricky.
that massive HVAC dildo. So I'm gonna
those
shove it up
I-
my own ass.
no, I wouldn't recommend. It's probably very rusty. Probably. I'm not a professional. Frostless. I'm gonna get going. Okay.
In my moment of need, when I've given you everything you need, it's now that I need you, so just gonna get, it's
Frost,
fine.
I'm married.
It's fine.
And I've also been in situations where my husband has almost died.
I'm married too, Rhodes. Well, I might not be if he dies. Well, right now I am, but I might not be.
Exactly.
If he dies.
Think about it. It would be worse if you weren't. It's time, chat. It's time that we call it. NoPixel has root.com. Chat, thank y'all so much for all love and support. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for the follows, host raids, bits, donation subs, gift subs, resubs. I say this each and every time. I genuinely cannot have asked a better community to be built around this channel. So thank y'all for being absolutely amazing. If y'all haven't already, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Curvyelephant. Join our Discord, discord.gg/Curvyelephant. And if you enjoyed what you saw today, drop me a follow on Twitch. I am going to get y'all sent off to Chris, who is playing flop at the moment. Go show him some love. Again, see y'all tomorrow.